How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new Tower of God chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is Season 2, Episode 254, number 334, folks. And yes, folks, this chapter marks as we can kind of see that now that the fight between the Red Thrysa is over, now we're actually moving on to the Soul Ladle itself. We're going to be focused on Grandis' actual involvement with the soul itself, and Joaquin even makes an appearance, as I personally forgot about Joaquin being in the floor of death, folks. It completely phased through me, folks, honestly. But let's get a little synopsis as to what happened during this chapter. Now, beginning of the chapter, we got to see a little bit of Bomb, and actually we see Urek Mazano actually taking down the Red Thrysa. And it seems that Helljoy now is literally separated from the Red Thrysa. But the thing is that the Red Thrysa now is able to take form and manifest itself into a solid figure that Bomb actually had to save the day with the help of Urek Mazano. As Urek Mazano was actually, you could say, was kind of directing Bomb to manipulate the Shinzo involved in the floor. But the thing that made it very interesting is the fact that after this whole ordeal was over, Bomb got an upgrade, folks. He accepted the Red Thrysa into his body, and that's what made me interested in the fact that, is Bomb now going to be absorbing a lot of the administrator's powers as he goes higher and higher through the floors? Because that's going to be OP. Bomb is going to be literally stronger than all of them combined. Like, he's getting up there to be near Enryu's status. Like, honestly, like, just like, for the love of God, man. Even Enryu at the end of the chapter was kind of like, he was kind of giving Bomb that kind of essence that, I'm acknowledging your strength here. Even though he's still a baby every time he's talking to him, which I find that very hilarious every time he talks to him. Hey, baby, can you do this for me? Hey, baby, I need you to crack open this. Just the way that he talks, kind of like, it reminds me of like Eminem or like some white rapper that's trying so hard, but at the same time, it's like, you just want to like, just nod your head and be like, damn, I gotta listen to this guy? Like, damn. No, but honestly though, like, I still found the chapter very entertaining nonetheless, because of the fact, like I said, Bomb was able to manipulate the Shinzo to an ability that a lot of viewers were wondering, like, wow, he's actually in a stage where it's actually you could say respectable now. Respectable in the sense that the big guys are actually taking notice of him, and that's what makes it very interesting for Bomb's character development, because of the fact that he's struggling still internally, but as the series progresses, we see that now he's going to become more and more potentially a greater threat, not necessarily to the bad guys, but also the good guys itself, guys. That's the way I kind of see with Bomb's character development. But needless to say, guys, there is something else that I do want to talk about, and that is the fact that Rachel's involvement in this chapter. Rachel, like I said, she sees that she's out, but it seems that Bomb is still unaware of the fact that Rachel is, was attacked by Grand Elite, and it seems that she's been out cold, and a lot of people were kind of speculating as to whoa, why is Kun helping out Rachel? But remember, like I said, that's because of the fact that it's Bomb's love interest. It's not Kun's decision to actually kill this woman. Because if Kun kills this woman, Bond is gonna hate Kun for life, folks. For life. And there's no joke about that. Holy cow. But the thing that I did find interesting with that little involvement with Rachel and Kun was the fact that Beta was actually able to move around, actually help progress the characters to where I believe the Red Guide was at, and then we actually got to see Grandis actually right there, and he actually gave the ladle, and it seems that like I said, the ladle, they just kind of flopped it and threw it over like as if it was really nothing. If it was personally, in my opinion, I would have handled the ladle in a more respectable manner, but it seems that you could tell that his patience was running thin with these characters, or he doesn't really care about the ladle itself. He wants the world to change. His patience is really running thin. But the thing that I really found interesting was the fact that he wants change, right? But he's not able to change himself. He's following the destiny that's preset, even though there is everybody can change their own destiny. And I was thinking, this really powerhouse high ranker himself has this kind of strict code for himself that I'm thinking he can leave this place, but it just seems that he's just stuck on somebody to save him from what? What salvation does this character need in order to actually, get out of this floor of death, or actually, at least, actually, you could say more or less to say take control back of the city, but. Bomb isn't necessarily that kind of savior. Like, remember, he's working for Fug right now as of this moment. So you guys kind of have to remember that he's kind of being seen as a villain in this part of the story. Not necessarily a villain, but more or less to say that he's here to make his name for himself. That's what I should say. But he's not really there to save anybody. He's mostly there for his own selfish desires. That's what makes Bomb not necessarily a savior. That's why you kind of see all these characters asking, Grandeli, Grandisol saying that, what they're just giving that kind of like frustrated face at him, like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? But if it was up to them, I would say leave that guy alone. But last topic I do want to mention is the fact that later in the chapter we get to see is, like I said, Joaquin, folks, freaking Joaquin, folks. I think he's gonna fight Bomb either in this chapter or at least in the next upcoming arc, if they're not gonna fight right now, because the fact that Joaquin is actually the one that's gonna grab all the souls, even though everybody got the ladle itself, the soul ladle, but Joaquin's gonna absorb all those souls, so he might return back to his original white form from the Adi family. So, and remember, guys, the Adi families are very, very powerful rankers and high in status in the Zahar actual family. And the thing about that makes it very interesting is the fact that even though Bond got this power up, so then Joaquin's gonna get that power, so that they're both kind of like that yin and yang thing kind of going on there. Even though Bond's fighting for his own personal beliefs and Joaquin's fighting for his own personal beliefs, and remember, it's like a black and white thing going on there. So it seems that we finally got Bomb's actual villain for the next upcoming arcs, and it's gonna be definitely Joaquin himself. And Joaquin, like I said, I wonder if he's actually gonna stay in this story, or is he gonna leave and just leave everybody else? Because I mean, for Pete's sakes, once he returns to his original form, he doesn't necessarily have to follow Rachel herself. He can literally do whatever he wants. And for Pete's sakes, Rachel herself is not necessarily a very combat ability character. She's more or less to say a cunning and very manipulative in terms of persuading people. So technically, if she can't really persuade Joaquin, or at least bribe him, and she's got so much to lose from Joaquin. Joaquin himself, like I said, can't wait to see how this character's going to turn out and see how strong this character comes out too. And I would love to see if Urik Mazan will fight Joaquin in this chapter, or at least actually make a difference, say like, okay, this guy's actually a pretty powerful opponent, and then Bomb and them actually run around and try to go to the other floors. Maybe something along the lines might happen like that. Who knows? Like I said, because of Urik Mazano being there, it kind of gives us viewers like a little bit on the sidelines where you're like, wait a minute, whoa, what's gonna happen? Because like I said, Urik Mazano is very powerful. Yeah, he still can't do too much, but he's still a character that a lot of the villains in this arc they have to watch out for, because he's not necessarily a pushover. No, sirree, he definitely is not. That's the thing. And that's the thing too about Urik Mazano, is the fact that I bet you everybody was just laughing and giving a round of applause that freaking Urik Mazano invited Bond to Woksung on. And that in itself was actually very interesting. I was actually thinking like, I wonder what Bond's gonna say in the next actual arc or the next chapter. Will he say yes, or will he actually just say, oh, I'll hold on to it? Or maybe Yuri will actually come in out of nowhere and say, oh, he's already joined in, he's got the potential. That would be hilarious if Yuri comes out and says that for Bond itself as like a comical relief part. But like I said though, that's it for today's segment, guys. Let me know down in the comments below as to what are you guys' thoughts on Tower of God chapter 334. Let me know down in the comments, guys. So what are you guys' thoughts on Bomb's actual involvement with the Red Thrice not being involved in his body? What do you guys think? Is Bomb actually going to be succumbing to the Red Thrice? Because remember that Red Thrice actually was very manifested in a very negative kind of way versus the other part of the thorn that Bomb had, where he was able to suppress it. But this one seems more like it feeds off way more on the negative energy. But like I said, let me know down in the comments. And also, what do you guys think of Joaquin's involvement? What do you guys think that Joaquin is gonna do? Is he gonna stay on the floor of death, or is he just gonna keep rising through the ranks just like Bond is, and just put them on the side and raise his own private army against Bond? Because Joaquin, remember, he still is a very influential person in the tower itself. But like I said though, that's it for today's segment, and let me know down in the comments. And as always guys, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Tower of God chapter discussions. And as always, I'll see you guys again in the next video. But peace out. Ooh.